And goes?
It does not matter what you may have seen or heard before you graduated Overseer. That is not my concern. Oh, I see one of your residents has arrived. Come here. We need to discuss this ridiculous request of yours.
Glad you're here. Maybe the two of us together can talk some sense into this machine. Can't believe this old bucket of hose is still around.
The Overseer mentioned there would be more people coming. Assuming there even is a restricted section, and I am not verifying that neither of you have Voltech University credentials. Faculty and staff determine who goes where in this university, not former students.
I might be the only human being connected to this place that's still alive. My authority doesn't override yours?
No, it does not. And for the record, I was the dissenting opinion on fast-tracking your Overseer assignment. You are not pushing your way through me. There is one thing I need. A new graduating class. Unfortunately, your Overseer has already passed the final exam, but you could take it.
You mean the vault simulation? That's ridiculous. All the professors are gone. The vaults have already been assigned.
My programming dictates that the simulation will be run by the Mr. Handy janitorial staff. It is an experimental protocol, but you will find they are more than up to the task. Glad we agree in this. Your chief of security will fill you in on the details. Good luck.
I'm not familiar with this test scenario. Professor Bott must have come up with it on his own.
The new overseer. Heck of a boiling pot you're stepping into. Little tiff between the engineers and the med staff is ready to blow. I don't quite know how to respond to that. Getting back to it, there was a reactor leak. Kellerman, head engineer's apprentice, rushed in to fix it. Poor kid got a full dose of rads. That's not the worst of it. Dr. Loris, head of the medical team, refused to send in help. Quarantined the reactor area so nobody died trying to go in there. Head engineer Brass accused the doctor of murder. Then, a couple days later, people noticed that one of the doctor's assistants, Estella, was missing. Everyone thinks it's a revenge killing. An eye for an eye. I don't know, Overseer. There's no proof the head engineer did anything nefarious, but there's no proof he didn't do it either. It'll be up to you to sort out this mess. Sorry I couldn't be of more help. I'll be here if you need me, Overseer.
Overseer, I'm so glad you've stepped into this little mess of ours. I'm sure you'll resolve the matter swiftly. I don't have a feud with Brass. He has a feud with me. I'm only doing my job, Overseer, looking out for the health of the vault. And I'm sorry to say that, in my medical opinion, the chief engineer is suffering from paranoia and revenge fixation. We can't let that fester. Oh, nasty business. But I'm not going to apologize for it. It had to be done. As doctors, we take an oath to do no harm. But sometimes, we have to choose between saving one life or saving several. Simple. You can authorize me to place the head engineer under medical supervision. A combination of chems and therapy will do the rest. There might be some protest, but I think our combined authority will keep that to a minimum. Of course, it's your decision, Overseer. I'm only trying to help.
Overseer, huh? We'll see. Not yet. No. Don't care what security says. Dr. Loris had no right to quarantine the reactor. Leaving Kellerman to die? Murder. That's all there is to it. I want justice, Overseer. Did they tell you how me and my crew scoured every inch of this vault looking for her? Yeah, that's right. Every loose access panel and every vent. You think I wanted anyone else to die? The only one here that cold-blooded is Dr. Loris. He proved that with Kellerman. Couldn't, could we? Only Loris and his staff have access once an area is quarantined. No. Half this vault thinks he did the right thing. You do anything to him now, that split will turn violent. I want him exposed. prove to everyone that he's the bad gear in this vault's engine. Loris put on a good show when he quarantined the reactor area. But what if more happened than folks remember? A few selective edits to the security recordings, and we can make sure everyone sees Loris for what he really is. Now, I can't just waltz into the security office. You could, being the overseer, you know. Just bring the holotape of the recording. I can make the edits myself. And thank you, Overseer. You are doing the right thing. Almost beginning to like you, Overseer. All right, let's get to work. It shouldn't be hard to put a few choice words into Dr. Loris's big mouth. There. Tell Chief Robinson to take another listen to the recording. The extra bit at the end should be all the evidence he needs.
Did you have a question, Overseer? It's not really my place to say, Overseer. But taking either of them in could spell trouble. They each have a loyal team to call on. What's this? The reactor incident? Already heard it plenty of times. But if you say so, Overseer, Loris let Kellerman die on purpose? Can't believe we didn't catch this before. Thank God you're here, Overseer. He almost got away with it, too. Loris and his medical staff won't go quietly, though. You sure you want to bring him to justice? Whatever you decide, Overseer, let me know.
How can I help? Like I said, in my opinion, he needs psychiatric treatment. Simple. You can authorize me to place the head engineer under medical supervision. A combination of chems and therapy will do the rest. There might be some protest, but I think our combined authority will keep that to a minimum. Some treatments can seem horrible at first, but it's the welfare of the patients and everyone around them that we must concern ourselves with. But it's your decision, of course. Let me know if you want to discuss it again later. I'm at your service, Overseer. I'm afraid I can't really comply with that request, Overseer. The reactor is under quarantine. The radiation could kill you. Very well. As long as you take all the necessary precautions. Here. Anything for the vault. Oh no. Like I said. There might be. Just take my diagnosis over to the security team and say that you agree with my recommendations. Once any unpleasantness is dealt with, I can guarantee you that the vault will be back to peace and quiet in no time.
Dr. Loris's assistant. I snuck into the reactor to help Kellerman, but there's not enough time. The reactor is going to go critical. I'm dosing Kellerman with enough right away so he can finish fixing it. But the radiation is going to get us. At least the vault will be safe.
Anything I can do to help? You found her? Poor lass. I'm guessing she didn't make it. Let's take a listen then. So she wasn't murdered. She was trying to save Kellerman. Two of them ended up saving us all. This is big news, Overseer. We take this to Brass and Loris, it could end the infighting for good. At once, Overseer! Everyone gather in the common area. We have an important announcement from the Overseer.
What's this about, Robinson? I have charts to update.
Maybe the Overseers finally decided to throw your murderous backside in jail.
That's enough! The Overseer has discovered what happened to Estella. This holotape proves she went into the quarantined reactor area on her own. She and Kellerman saved the vault.
They work together? Medical and engineering?
Oh, we've been fools, Brass. Bickering like two old men while the young ran off to solve our problems. It should have been us.
I actually agree with you there.
So that's it then? No more arguing? You'll both work under the Overseer's authority?
Yes.
Yeah. It's the right thing to do.
Good job. That's a solution any Overseer should be proud for getting to. Everyone learns we have to work together.
appears you passed the test, barely exceeding. Yes, I suppose we had a deal. You are officially a graduate of Voltech University, entitled to access to all areas. Back down in the vault, simulation space is a maintenance area. It conceals a secondary room that I believe will have what you are looking for.
It was almost good to see you again, Professor Bott.
Yes,
Actually,
Overseer,
I am.
I suppose it
Afraid I
was.
don't have my old cap and gown to share with you.
Congratulations on one of your residents passing some program. You must be proud. Commencing lawful use of deadly force.
Welcome, esteemed members of Congress and our armed services, to a very special Voltech presentation. Gold. This rarefied metal has been the backbone of trade since time immemorial. And in the event of nuclear war, this precious resource will once again become invaluable to rebuilding America's economic future. That is why Voltech has been commissioned to build a different and very real vault. Named for the atomic number of the metal it will guard, Vault 79 will be the new home for all of America's gold reserves. Fort Knox will secretly be tired and empty. Its gold bullion transported to the new vault, where it will be safe behind Vault-Tech's top-of-the-line automated security. Biometric recognition to verify authorized personnel. Sophisticated laser grid fields to ward off intruders. And, in the unlikely event of a breach, military-grade defensive turret systems built in partnership with our friends at Robco. All of this, along with Vault-Tech's signature lead-line containment walls, airtight construction, fusion-powered generators, and automated manufacturing facilities. Vault 79, a golden future for the America we all know and love. Brought to you by Vault-Tech.
Once the rumor mill gets it right, there is a treasure in that vault. All of America's gold reserves. Even getting into the vault at all is gonna be a challenge, let alone dealing with that buffet line of intrusion countermeasures. But the reward? Put aside the base instinct of hoarding wealth. What could we do with a vault full of precious metals? Exactly. No more barter or wild, unregulated proxies. It won't happen overnight, but one day we could have leverage to create a new economy. Property rights, taxes, laws, a government. We won't be able to do it alone. We need help. Even more importantly, we need people to buy in. To see that gold as their future. Fortunately, you just made contact with two large groups of people who both seem to have their own talents. Appalachia isn't just ours anymore. We need people whose talents aren't covered in the Vault-Tech training manuals. Look, talk to them both. See if they can help us. We can plan more once we know what all our options are.
taking what ain't mine.
Looks like your little inoculation worked like a charm. We've established your usefulness, but don't mistake our gratitude for hospitality. Yet here you are. That tells me you're not here just to waste my time. You want something. And it must be important, else you wouldn't be barging in here like you run the place. Out with it.
No kidding. But they feel pretty stupid now.
Now you gotta be smart enough to know I ain't gonna promise you anything. It's just where we're at, 7-6. So if you want something from me, you better get to talking. Well, if that don't pique my interest, please, go on. What exactly, pray tell, is inside this Vault 79? You playing with me, fool? You better out with it before you try my patience. What's in the vault? Ooh, wrong answer. You want my help, and you tell me what we're getting out of it. Simple as that. This is a fascinating turn of events, ain't it? The things I could buy with that gold. You know, I heard rumors about it round here. Of course, the last sucker who tried to use the location of the trove as a bargaining chip is still dangling from a wire outside as we speak. Liars get wires, you dig? So let's pretend for a moment I don't believe it. What you got to convince me? You ain't wrong. Getting into one of them vaults sure would set us up for a while. Shit. You know I could just kill you and take this, right? You got a lot to learn before you can roll with us, 7-6.
Nothing can get to her. See a scorched or super you can take an elevator? Too stupid.
Oh, I like the cut of your jib. Maybe there is hope for you. Toss it up on the board and let's see what you got here. Fire any complaints on that new coat? Seems pretty legit. I assume you're coming to me because we got the skills to get into this here vault. But you know, we ain't gonna do this out of the goodness of our hearts, baby doll. Oh, no, no. I'm gonna expect a significant cut of the goods inside. So we're gonna have ourselves an agreement here, see? I supply the people power. You supply the location. We all get inside, we nab the goods, you get a nice fair little cut, and we all make out like bandits, you dig? Showing your cards early, 7-6. Look, I may be a nasty cutthroat survivor, but I stick by my word. I won't yank your chain. Not like that bitch Rose. I don't know, 50% of whatever we take in? Now remember who's gonna do all the heavy lifting in there. If the treasure's half as good as you say, it should be more than enough to set you up for life. And if you impress me enough, maybe you get to roll with us. That is, as long as you're cool with people calling you a raider. Yeah? Well, I'd like my mama back from the dead in a world that ain't burned up like a post-nuclear turkey dinner. We don't always get what we want. Look, I know it ain't what you want to hear, but maybe you get a little bonus if you prove you're worth it, alright? So, first things first. We gotta have a plan to crack that big-ass vault door wide open, right? Easy peasy, light and breezy. That's a job for Lucky Lou, our demo expert. If he can't explode it, then it ain't from this Earth. Now, Lou can be a real shut-in, on account of his, skin condition. But I trust him more than just about anybody. Why don't you go see him in his room down below? Introduce yourself. Fill him in on the plan, and do whatever prep work he needs you to do, you dig? Right on, 7-6. Do your thing. Let's try to keep this on the down low, alright? Don't want the entire camp knowing what's going on yet. Only tell who I say to tell, you dig?